I really love this question. I thought about it really hard. It was really funny listening to the other answers on your podcast because some of them had such specific numbers. And I was like, how do you do that? And I admit I am not a numbers person. So if you'll allow me to kind of answer that in a slightly different way.
Mm,
So I want to say that different parts of my body are attributed to different places.
okay.
And so I think that my heart is Tokyo, my brain is New York, my parenting instincts when I'm dealing with my children comes from Palo Alto, and my mouth is Nashville.
Can you explain?
Yeah, so like when I say my mouth is Nashville, I ever since moving here, I have not been able to like curse out loud because
Oh,
nobody here, I guess there's a lot of Christians here. And so instead of, you would never really hear anyone say, oh my God. It's always, oh my goodness. Oh my word. And so my mouth is completely adapted to that. So I say goodness a lot. So that explains how my mouth is Nashville. I don't think I could ever do like I would never try the accent. Like that feels wrong to me. But who knows, maybe one day it'll just naturally become, but right now it's when I say that I mean it's just in terms of some phrases, some
hmm.
go-to phrases.
Okay.
And so parenting instincts as Palo Alto is like I associate childhood with Palo Alto.
Mm.
And so when I'm dealing with my kids, they're 4 and 2 years old now. So they're a little bit younger than when I was in Palo Alto, but I still think about like the way the parents were with their kids in California, specifically Palo Alto too, but just the very like in Japan, parents are kind of like the authority and children are the little people that, have to do what the parents say. And in Palo Alto, I was like shocked and relieved that the adults were treating kids like equals. Like they
Oh,
were talking to them on like the same level. Even the teachers, the doctors, the friends' parents, the way they interacted with kids was just like, hey, how's it going? They weren't trying to dumb it down or they were kind of letting you as kids kind of come into the adult space in a very natural way. And so I try to do that with my kids. And I think that comes from those years. Brain, I feel like college and grad school and just adulthood, like everything that I process while I'm reading or writing, it really comes from like nowhere else other than New York. And all the things I learned, but all the places I went, all the events, the museums, bookstores, conversations, like all of that. And New York is such a, intellectual kind of hub. So I'm really grateful to have spent, my 20s there. But when it really comes down to it, and I guess this is where I began, but my heart, when I think about like the emotional core, like when I think of the word homesick, I think of Tokyo. And it's not anywhere else. And when I yearn for something, it's memories that I have in that space. So sorry to answer your question in such a weird way, but that's kind of how I thought about it.